Hello and welcome to Skincare Confidential, the podcast supporting the Science of Skin Summit. My name is Dr. Ted Lane. I am a board-certified dermatologist in Austin, Texas, and your host for today. We are actually at the Science of Skin Summit. It's an annual educational event held in Austin. This year, 2025, is in September. Next year, 2026, we're going to be in September as well at the Fairmont Hotel. My guest today is Dr. Rishabh Kala. Rishabh, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So Rishabh is with Estee Lauder. He is a lead scientist there. As the director of the Advanced Technology Division at the Estee Lauder Companies, he leads research and development efforts focused on longevity and epigenetics. He earned his PhD in biology from the University of Alabama at Birmingham, where his research focused on the epigenetic effects of the dietary compounds in cancer prevention and aging, which has been cited over 800 times globally. He also went to the University of Michigan Medical School, where he investigated the biological mechanism of aging in slow-aging mammals and completed specialized training in biomedical innovation and entrepreneurship. So we certainly have the right person with us to talk about epigenetics and longevity and aging. And you just joined Estee Lauder not too long ago, right?
Yeah, it's almost 2 years now.
Almost 2 years now where you've been leading the research and development in the epigenetic and longevity space. Well, you know, at our conference, we have so much focused on regenerative and longevity. Certainly in the skincare space, that is the theme of 2025. And I think for the next at least 5 to 10 years, if not longer.
It's amazing. I'm enjoying it. It's very, very amazing.
But if you look at skincare, what happens in skincare happens in medical dermatology just about 5 or 10 years later.
You're right.
And so really skincare is the tip of the spear in leading the scientific innovation in longevity and regenerative, but it is going to bleed over into medical derm. And indeed, it already has, as we look at some of these medical derm companies that are focused on senescent cells, for example, as the initial cell of inflammatory disease. But just to focus on your research in particular, Rishabh, how do you see the longevity movement changing the conversation around aging, and why did Estee Lauder start focusing on skin longevity?
That's a very good question. Like you mentioned, the healthcare first leads the space, and then skincare follows that, and then medical skincare goes into that. So the entire conversation around longevity, skin is one of the major organ, right? It is the largest organ in our body. So it has to be part of the conversation. So anything related to longevity, skin has to be a main place. It holds a main place in those conversations. For Estee Lauder, this all started in 2008. After completion of Human Genome Project in 2003, when scientists were trying to figure out, like, could genetics be the answer to all the diseases? It turns out that's not true. It's the lifestyle and environment which plays a very key role. And that's where the term epigenetics came into place. And this is where you have the ability to turn on and off your genes depending on your lifestyle, depending on the way you live your life or the social connections you have. And in 2008, we started our collaboration with Dr. Leonard Garante, MIT professor who was doing some groundbreaking work on Sirtuins. These are the longevity proteins. He was overexpressing them in model organisms. And what he saw that it was improving their health span and lifespan. So what we thought was, like, why can't we take that research and bring it to skincare? And that's where in 2009, Estee Lauder, we launched our first longevity platform. And since then till now, we have over 40 plus patents on this technology. We have presented about our Sirtuin work in 25 plus conferences. We have published work in 15 plus journals. And we are very excited. Like it's an amazing journey, taking something from lab and translating that for our customers to experience that changes in the longevity.
So from 2009 to 2025,
Correct.
I mean, that's nearly decades of work on Sirtuins and how they are incorporated into the different skincare lines of Estee Lauder, Renutritive in particular. But so much data has been produced regarding the use of Sirtuins in skincare.
Mm-hmm.
But it all was inspired by one professor in his lab.
He is the founding father of Sirtuin biology. That's how he started working on Sirtuin. And we were fortunate to collaborate with him, publish with him way in 2008 about this whole field.
Well, let's dive into it. So what are Sirtuins and how are they active?
So Sirtuins, in a general ballpark, we call them longevity proteins. they are evolutionary conserved from yeast all the way to humans. If you look at centenarians, they have high expression of sirtuins. If you look at bowhead whales, which live around 200 plus years, they have high expression of sirtuins. And if you look at a lab space like mammalian species like naked mole mice, they have high expression of sirtuins. So clearly these sirtuins play a very important role in this field in improving your health span, improving your lifespan. And that's where we were like very much fascinated about this. So we wanted to study sirtuin in skin cells. And what we found was there were 7 different types of sirtuins in skin cells. Each were located in different location in the skin cells. They play a specific role in skin cells. For example, Sirtuin present in nucleus, it does a lot of repair and renew of the skin cells. Sirtu, which plays a key role in maintaining the shape of these skin cells. For example, when a skin cell ages, it becomes more circular, versus a young skin cell is more elongated. It's like more connected to the collagen fibers. And that's where Sirtu plays a key role. Sirt3, 4, and 5, these are the mitochondrial sirtuins. They really boost the powerhouse of the skin cell. And you really need that. And it has been documented that when skin cell ages, you see a decline in mitochondrial function. That's one of the major hallmarks. And we know our research has shown that we can reverse that to a younger phenotype. Now, one thing which we have to note is these sirtuins respond to exposomes. And when a skin cell is exposed to UV or exposed to like DPM, even stress, you see a significant decline in sirtuins. And our data has shown that they go dormant. They really vanish from the aged skin cells. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to reawaken this lost sirtuins. And that's 17 years of work. We have enough evidence in lab to show that skin cells, when used in this particular format, we can reactivate or reboost the lost sirtuins.
That is so interesting. I mean, that was just a primer on sirtuin science right there and the importance of sirtuins. So you could almost think of sirtuins as a marker of a healthy young cell.
That is true.
And so you mentioned something that I think I'd just like to highlight, which is the effect of I think you mentioned 3 or 4 sirtuins that are so important for mitochondrial health.
Yeah.
And if we think about longevity, and one of the main targets for enhancing longevity and health span, improving ATP production and the use of ATP by the mitochondria, which are the engines of our cells, is a very simple way of thinking, how do I improve my longevity? I need to improve the production and use of ATP in my mitochondria, right?
That is correct.
And so the sirtuins targeting that, it makes a ton of sense to me. And again, in my simple brain of understanding longevity. But if for Estee Lauder, right, the sirtuin activating technology, as you mentioned, we're not just kind of applying sirtuins to the skin. We're trying to make the skin produce its own sirtuins and act like younger cells. And that technology is called Sirtivity LP. What differentiates this technology? I'm sure there are others in this space, but what differentiates Sirtivity LP from others?
So in a ballpark, Sirtivity LP is what? We are not adding sirtuins. We are actually helping skin cells to produce that longevity protein, which goes missing as we age or when we expose skin cells to different exposomes. So that's the uniqueness of this technology. We are helping skin cells to produce their own longevity protein. Now, what differentiates us from the others is, if you look at the longevity space, it's based on 3 pillars. One is sirtuins, other one is AMPK, and TOR signal, which is very famous in the longevity space.
Right. TOR, mTOR, mammalian target of rapamycin. Yes.
But if you take a step back, mTOR and AMPK, these are important players in longevity. They play a role in nutrient sensing, they play a role in cell growth, but they never go missing in old cells. They're always there. They're just dysfunction or they're humming in the background. What happens with Sirtuin, which is the 3rd pillar of this whole longevity platform, is they just go vanish. And our research has been focused on restructure or reactivating this or putting that Sirtuin back where it was missing so that a old cell behave like a young. And our technology has shown that when we take the old cell, when we use our LP technology, we can functionally make them younger.
You know, when I'm listening to you, and we've been talking about longevity, but we're also harnessing the cell's ability to repair and renew itself, which is regenerative.
Yeah.
So we're targeting both regenerative aspects and longevity with this technology. which really does make it unique. I'm not aware of any other Sirtuin activating technology out there. I'm sure there is, I'm just not aware of it, but this is really compelling. As you look towards the future of longevity-focused skincare, what excites you the most?
I think we are seeing a big paradigm shift here. Like earlier, if you look at cosmetics in general, it was all about improving lines and wrinkles. But now consumers are more educated. They want to understand what is the mechanism, why is this happening to them? And they really don't want to work on repair anymore. They want to proactively stop that from happening. That's how you will see a big change in this whole space. We are also like collaborating with experts like Stanford Center on Longevity, where we are trying to understand aging or whole aging in a holistic way, how lifestyle impacts it, social connection. It's a newly added hallmarks of aging, like how it is impacting your perseverance of aging. And then we also collaborate with experts like Danica Chen from UC Berkeley, where we are trying to understand the impact of Sirtuins metabolism on skin aging. And so I see a very big shift from just talking about lines and wrinkles to more of a hallmarks of aging, mechanism of action, how to prevent that from happening. Like there is a big shift from that, from perception.
Rishabh, I'm nodding because I just had a conversation with the skincare company talking about endpoints in clinical trials.
Yes.
And how with the longevity and or regenerative space, we need to stop just looking at clinical endpoints, fine lines, wrinkles, sallowness, radiance, hydration. There are so many more molecular, epigenetic, cellular hallmark or endpoints that we really need to be using. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what you're talking about. I'm wholly on board with that. And I think that's where we need to push all of skincare to move towards. But otherwise, this has been incredible, Rishabh. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, it was pleasure to really share the Sirtuin science with you.
Rishabh here is head of the division of advanced technology at Estee Lauder, and he leads the research. And so he couldn't be a better person for us to talk to you about this. My name is Dr. Ted Lane. You've been listening to Skincare Confidential. If you like this episode, please, give us a like on the platform that you're listening to. Please also subscribe to Skincare Confidential and let your friends know as well. We're really trying to spread the word of the science of the skin here, and this kind of platform and this podcast helps to do that. Thank you so much. Rishabh, thank you again.
Thank you.